stand up and tell us what Alex's speech objectives are.
Speech number 1, the icebreaker. To begin speaking before an audience, to discover speaking skills you already have and skills that need some attention.
So Alex is about to come up and do his very first speech for the club, and I asked him what his favourite place is, and he said it is going to his mum's house in Spain, sitting with the sun on his face, a beer in his hand, and playing with her dogs, and that's where life is at its very best. Which sounds brilliant to me. So please join me giving a very warm welcome to the stage with a speech entitled All About Me, Alex Hancock.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, very welcome guests. So today I have the good fortune to be able to give a speech about what my wife would say is my favourite topic. Me! So I began preparing the speech and I thought, how do you describe who somebody is? Is it where they come from? Is it what they think? Or is it just simply what they do? So, not being philosophical, I'm not going to answer that. I'm just going to answer all three at a time. So, starting off, number 1. Where do I come from? I am a product of an illicit mother. My father was a tempestuous but charming, blue-eyed Englishman from the Midlands. My mother, a beautiful, dark Spanish señorita from what was then a provincial part of Spain called Murcia. Now they were both working at a hotel, and he was the front of house manager at the Royal Garden Hotel in Kensington, and she was just a lowly chambermaid. Now my father fell in love with my mother, who wouldn't? But he was forbidden because staff cannot get involved. I mean, managers cannot get involved with staff. And besides, he'd already been warned for a number of amorous encounters with a selection of the hotel's guests. Nevertheless, for anyone who knows my father, there's one thing that he can absolutely not abide, and that is being told what to do. So, after some, shall we say, strong words with management, my mother and father set off into the sunset and headed off for Spain. So, not long after, they were married, and first my sister, and then I were born. So, I had a very, very happy childhood. I was brought up in a beautiful seaside resort. I spent long days idling by the sea, the Mediterranean, on the beautiful beaches. But unfortunately, it could not last. And economic realities just meant that my dad had to find work, and he came back to England. And we were transplanted back to a dreary new town in the Midlands, I won't say the name, close to Wolverhampton, which is probably vying for brilliance. Anyway, I used to live there as well. Anyway, so I came to England. So I learned English, and I did okay at school. I did well, and I studied hard and ended up going to the University of Warwick, where I studied chemistry for 3 years. And after those 3 years, I learned that the only thing I didn't want to do was chemistry. So, so then I went to the University of Nottingham, and there I came across one of the loves of my life, IT. So after a year studying about networks, programming, databases, I got my master's, and I was ready for the world of work. I landed my first job here in London, and basically I thought I had a little bit of time before my job started. So I went travelling around Portugal, Spain and Morocco, and on that journey I met my beautiful, zesty Brazilian wife, Priscilla. Can't be here tonight, unfortunately. There's a lot of love, sweat and tears in that story, but I think that's one for another time. So pretty much that's where I come from. Second point, what do I think? I'm a laissez-faire liberal. I think basically the purpose of life is to enjoy it. And I passionately believe that society and governments and people should do everything they can to enable everyone else's happiness and not try and impose their viewpoints get in the way of their happiness. I really feel strongly about that. Else, other things that I really feel strongly about, well, I love animals. Unfortunately, like Jesse, I'm actually allergic to most of them. So anyway, I'm now confirmed vegetarian because I just kept on getting furballs. Anyway, so third point, moving on because the red light. What do? I have the good fortune of working at Sony, as some of you have already know from a previous technical topic. I work for PlayStation, and no, I don't just play games all day, but I do get to use the love of my life, IT, to streamline processes, build systems, gather data. It's fabulous. What else do I do? I really like trance music, and I go to parties and I go to Holland and I dress up, and then I DJ, and I also put on a night which has been getting really good reviews for trance music, and I just want to convince some of you to come later on. So guys, thanks very much for listening to me. That's me. I really hope that you got to know me better. I hope I can get to know you better, but hopefully over a beer. Okay, thanks very much.